And these transportation guys, they are charging an arm and a leg. I don't want to lie, guys. 90% chance of things falling on you. If it's something that is going to be saving your money, try it. The situation in Zimbabwe is not right, but deals are still there. Feel that pain of purchasing or is unbelievable. When you start building, you realize that yes, money can vanish. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Simply Rhoda. If you are new on this channel, this is my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for clicking today. And if it's your first time here, honey, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. You're on the right channel, and this channel is giving out information for free. By the way, subscribing to my channel costs you nothing. It's free of charge. I won't charge you to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. And I've been seeing a lot of people in my channel recently joining the community, and we are growing. We are actually becoming a little community that is warm and kind. I'm so glad that you continue to support my channel. Today's video, guys, let's just jump right into it. As you know that I am in diaspora and I am building in Zimbabwe. I have a project of building that's going on in Zimbabwe, and my experience with the current project actually taught me a lot of things and also gave me a lot of tips that I felt like I should share with you, my viewers out there. You may be on the verge of starting your own project, or you are doing your own project right now of building in Zimbabwe. And as you all know, building in Zimbabwe is not easy, it's hard. But today I am going to share with you some tried and tested tips that will probably ease the stress you may have that once you follow them. So in this case, these are tried things and they work for me. I'm like, hey, why can't I share with others? Because like in my previous video, if you haven't watched it, you can still go there and watch it after this one. In my previous videos, I actually shared a lot of challenges that comes when you are building in Zimbabwe. I had to write some down, guys, because I don't want to miss anything. I felt like, getting through this project of building in Zimbabwe is best when you hear other people's stories or when people share with you what works for them. Maybe surprised that it may work for you. Let me start with the first one. Like I said, these are some of the tips that I tried personally when I was in Zimbabwe a couple of weeks ago. I tried them and they did work for me. There are some things that you may think, oh, it's not possible in Zimbabwe, the economy is like this, the situation is like this, but once you try them, they may actually work. A lot of money and stress. As you all know, that building is not easy. Building is hard. If anybody has ever told you that building is easy, think twice about that. It is hard, but with some of the tips that I'm going to be sharing with you, they're surely going to ease some of the stresses and also reduce the money that you are going to use on your building project. The first tip I want to share with you guys is to source materials from different. There are so many companies that are selling materials that you need for your project, and before you jump in one and just pay from the first stop, do window shopping. Yes, you can either find wholesale, you can find maybe the outlets, you can even find the third parties. What I've noticed is when you do shop, of course the differences may not be that big, but remember, when you are buying building materials, usually you buy them at bulk. For example, a bag of cement is going for $11, but you find that some shops or some outlets are selling a bag of cement for $12.5, or some may even sell at $12. Of course, it's not a big difference, but for somebody who is going to buy in bulk, it's a big difference. Imagine you are going to need about 200 something bags of cement to complete your structure, or even more. Let's say, suppose maybe 250 or so. Imagine if you are buying this cement at $12, or you are going to find another place that sells it at $11. There is a difference of $1, right? But $1 will go a long way, because if you say $1 multiplied by 200, that's a lot of money that you save. So I'm saying the first tip, you need to source for your resources. Always find and compare prices before you purchase. Second tip that I want you to be aware of is have a trusted person. I mentioned that in my previous video. Have a trusted person to run this, especially if you are going to have your house constructed in your absence. Find somebody whom you can trust. I mean, somebody whom you can trust. Of course, you have to give the person some incentives, some handouts, and stuff like that for them to be happy to do this for you. This is going to save you a lot of money. Why? Because these are the people that's going to source things or materials for you. Like I said, most shops, they do have this difference. It might be not big, but they do have these differences. So if you just find a random person to buy the material for you, they may tell you the price that they got from a higher outlet, yet they'll go and buy where the materials are cheaper so they can bag some. But to you now, it's not on your advantage because you are buying the material at higher prices, whereas you need to have somebody you can really trust, someone who is respect for you. If it's a paid service, find somebody whom you can trust so that you will not lose a lot of money in purchasing materials. Hence, that will make your building go smoothly as well as ease your pocket. Now let's go to the third tip. You know, there are some things, like there are a lot of people that are building in Zimbabwe right now, so you can find that in your area that you are building, unless these are fill up stands. But if these are new areas, most of the people are still building, and by doing so, I know most communities, they create groups for the residents. If you are lucky enough to be in groups like that, if you are not, you can ask around and be added in it. I've realized that even in the community that I'm building, there are cases whereby when people buy something, they may buy and have extra things. That means they buy in surplus. People will not take these materials back to the companies where they bought them. They can resell them at a price that is lower, because what they want is the thing to just go. This will also help you in case you have a shortage of material, or you know, you can source for material within your community. Some people have more of that, especially when you look at things like bricks, things like cement, or things like even timber, or anything that you can for things like this. This will save you double money. That is the price for the thing as well as transportation costs, you know. So this is another tip. If you are not in your community groups, try to source for this, because I know most communities now are having these groups whereby the residents can communicate, they can resell things to each other, and they can also advise you on some things, or even be watchdogs for your project. Go to tip number 4. This one I think is very essential. Is very necessary. If you haven't practiced this, I think it's high time you should learn. Tip is negotiating for discounts. I live in China, so everything in China is about negotiations. I think the skill of negotiating and asking for discounts, I actually learned this skill here in China, because on anything a Chinese person will negotiate for the price, lower price, or good deals. So have this ability to negotiate. There are several ways you can negotiate for materials or for labor costs and stuff like that. There are several ways. Now, where you are going to be using cash, you can at least try to ask for discounts where you are going to do cash purchases. Even the labor costs, you know, I know some of us, we are not good at this. And remember, when you are being quoted by these artisans, you know, usually they can they don't give you the actual figure. Some of them, like I mentioned it in my previous video as well, some may give you a lower price, some may give you a higher price, giving room for negotiation. So this is a skill that you should learn, and know that anything that you may want, you can actually negotiate to a price that you want, or even give an offer, you know, offer what you are willing to pay for something. I know with the situation in Zimbabwe, you have a 90% chance of things falling on your side. So have this ability to negotiate. This also comes not only labor, even major companies. Sometimes when you are buying in bulk, I think if you can negotiate it for a certain percent on your actual sale. Say suppose you are going to buy 200 bags of cement, you are going to buy maybe tiles or timber, you know, a load of timber, and you are paying cash in US dollars. I think you can have an upper hand here. Ask for discounts. I know some of us are not good at negotiating or asking for discounts, because they feel like maybe it's gonna be a no. I think honestly, you lose nothing by just trying your luck. You never know. But what I understand is every business has that, but it's only that most people are afraid to ask. Some will actually have a sweat to think of negotiating for something. But I can say, if it's something that is going to be saving your money, try it. You can try it, you may never know. That is tip number 4. Now let's go to tip number 5. Try as much as you can to have reduced transportation costs, because as you know, each time you buy something, it has to be delivered from point A to point B. And these are some of the things that can even make your building or your construction cost you more, because anything that you need to be delivered, you're gonna need transport. And these transportation guys, they are charging an arm and a leg. I don't want to lie, guys. And if you are not really careful on that as well, they may charge you extra for people who are going to be offloading. You know, this is also where your negotiation skills should jump in and be strong on that. I'll give you an example. Last time I bought tiles from Zim Tiles. Unfortunately, Zim Tiles cannot offer transportation, so I had to go out to find these guys who offer transportation, you know. So while I was out, because my tiles were being transported from Highfields, I think that's in Highfields, right? Zim Tile is close to Highfield to Rua. So imagine the distance. So these guys, they charged me like $300 for the transport, and they went on to say that they still need an extra $80 for offloading the tiles. I was like, no, we are not dealing like that. If you are charging me transport, it means when you put my stuff in your car, you still have to offload them. You can't just say you put the things and when they get there, you want me to pay you to offload the things. No, I'm not going to offer that. So I negotiated with this guy that, well, for me, I'm just gonna be paying $300 for that, and that's, you know, that. When they say this thing, they know not everyone is good at negotiation. Most people just think, okay, that's the norm, that's how things are done here, they can fall for that. But if you want to save money, try to avoid these extra costs of, like, I transport this thing to your house and then you still need to pay an extra fee for them to offload that thing. I refuse that. Also, be strong on that. Refuse to pay offloading fees, because when you are offering transportation fees, they should cover the offloading fees on that. So that's another tip that you should be well aware that can save your pocket. Where money is concerned, where money saving is concerned when it comes to building, because you know every little penny that you are going to save is gonna be going towards the improvement or buying or purchasing something. So I feel like you should develop good negotiation skills and ask for discounts, and also offer what you are comfortable with. It may work for you. Like I said in my previous video, building is not for the weak heart in any way. Once you start building, even if you are weak, you become stronger, because building, actually the building project will actually make you stronger, because the things that you encounter will make you stronger. Another tip that I think is very, very essential for you guys, while we are still on transportation, I know some companies can offer transportation on a certain amount of orders, especially for big orders. So you can ask when you are buying the things whether they offer transportation or not. If they don't offer transportation, you can also inquire whether they have paid transportation within their organization, and you find that in most cases their transportation costs, if they do have, are much lower as compared to the individual transportation guys who offer these services outside. So be aware of that as well when you're going to buy things in bulk. And well, in Zimbabwe, the situation, which company can still offer free delivery services? Yes, it is. While we are still on it, the place where I'm building, there is a nearby I don't know what I can say. It's a nearby shop that is very close to our construction site. You know, I think it's just like a kilometer or two or something. So what I know, that at the beginning of my project, they did have a certain number of things that if you purchase above this number, they were offering free deliveries to your building site. And I'm sure they are still doing it. So that's why I'm saying it's also another way in the competitive industry whereby most companies are selling the same kind of thing. If you ask, you may be surprised that some companies are actually offering this depending on what you are buying. So hence I'm saying buying big orders can save you transportation costs, because some companies will actually provide the delivering services. I've tried it and it had worked, so I'm sure it can work for you too. You know, I'm trying to educate you on things that save my money during this project, you know, and I'm sure some of you were not aware of this, and I want us to all have, you know, a different story when it comes to building. I want us to have some reduced costs, because, you know, money is very essential, and money is very important in building. So let's try to save some cents here with some unnecessary expenses that we can actually negotiate for, and we can actually offer what we are comfortable with. Now let me go to the last but not least, because I'm still gonna come with, I'm still on it, I'm still building my house, it's not yet completed. Every stage I will be and sharing with you the tips that I followed, or something that have worked for me, or where you can source these things. I'm gonna be sharing to the very end, guys. So let's look at the last but not least is search for deals ahead of time. It's very possible, although the situation in Zimbabwe is not right, but deals are still there. I remember, I'm not paid to talk about this company, but I've often seen their deals, their offers, their promotions quite a lot on social media. And I even inquired the last time I was in Zimbabwe. I realized, yes, that's so real. That's so real. It's not just a clickbait. It's so real. They offer this to ease the trouble people have when it comes to building. I've found this company called Nash Paints. I know they are more into paints and other building stuff and furniture, but I've seen a lot of their adverts when it comes to paints. They often show, or they often give promotions on paint, discounts and stuff like that, or they usually slash their prices as a promotion and stuff like that. So when you are constructing, like I mentioned earlier, that you should not just do it at one stage. You have to really broaden your horizons. You really have to do a proper research of all the things that might be needed to complete your structure. So by buying ahead, researching ahead, it saves you a lot of time, and it also saves you a lot of money, because some of the things you may buy them ahead of time when it's not the time to use them. You may find them on sale, you have money with you, you find that you save a lot of money by buying these materials ahead of time. Again, if you don't have a lot of money to purchase these things, a lot of companies nowadays in Zimbabwe are selling things at laybys, because they know building is hard and money is not always around, right? When you are building, in most cases your bank is always empty. At some point you may wonder whether you'll be able to complete that house or not, but it's not every day you have cash coming in. What I know for sure is when you start building, cash is coming out, money is going out on daily basis. The speed by which money is coming out of your bank is unbelievable. It is unbelievable. When you start building, you realize that yes, money can vanish just like that. Money can vanish because the speed the money leaves your bank and the speed money leaves your pockets is unbelievable. It is unbelievable. I've never seen such in my entire life. So that's where laybys will come in hand if you find companies like this. So like I say, try to source for companies that offer things that are necessary for your building project. You can buy these things way ahead of time. You're gonna need it maybe 3 months later, 6 months later, or like this. Find for these companies that offer layby services. You can buy these things slowly. Like when you come to the time that now you need this thing to be used, you won't feel that pain of purchasing or using large amounts of money in one go. I remember going to Zimbabwe and getting a quotation. I was looking at it, I'm like, really? Do I have to pay this money only for one stage and not the complete stage? Why? That's a lot of money. But then it made me realize when they told me that anyway, if the money is a lot for you, we also offer laybys. You can start paying now as you get the money, but make sure that you complete your payments in 11 months. It also made me realize that what I was thinking is not it, because I've never heard of that. But after that, I started asking around whether for things that I can pay on laybys and stuff, and I realized most companies out there, they're actually offering or providing that service, because it's not also easy for them to make a sale. It can also save you a lot of money, because with the inflation in Zimbabwe, some prices are changing on daily basis. You find that when you take quotations, some quotations will only last for a week or so. They'll tell you that they are not sure whether the prices will still be the same by next week or by next month. So you find that the duration of some quotations is only a week. So you find that once you start putting your money on laybys, you are not affected with escalation of prices. It won't affect you at all, which I also think that it will make you save a lot of money. It will also put you at ease because you are not using large amounts of money in one go. Don't forget this one: make a budget. Make a budget. Also, a budget should not just be circling around the quotation you got from the builder or some artisan that are going to be working for you, because I know every stage needs money. So if you can, try as much as you can to make a budget, and also make extra for your budget. This will help you and lower your stress, and also your anxiety will be reduced when it comes to building, because I know building is not easy. But with proper planning and having good tips like the ones I've shared with you, I know you can enjoy your building, and you can actually have a story to tell when your house is finally completed and you are living in it. I know everybody has a story about their house, about their project. Everybody has a story. So guys, let me know your stories. Let me know if this video have helped you. If you have watched this point and you still haven't subscribed, please guys, go ahead, subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you in the next video. There's also something that I've realized: I have a lot of views on my videos, but a few likes to the videos. I don't know if these videos are not serving a purpose or what, but I'm also getting a lot of messages from you guys telling me how this is helpful to you. So I'll be happy to see you in my comments as well as in my likes. I'm also surprised to know that a lot of my viewers aren't subscribed to my channel. Guys, this channel is for free. This advice I'm giving to you is just for free. And subscribing, I feel like subscribing to my channel doesn't cost you a lot of money, guys. It actually doesn't cost you money. It's just totally free. Go ahead, subscribe down below and follow my channel. Thank you so much for doing so, and I'll see you in the next video. It's goodbye for now. Bye.